Hello. In this lesson, we're going to be talking about tangent lines. And before we do that, let's talk about what a tangent line even is. So a tangent line touches a curve in exactly one point, and all the other parts of the tangent line are on the exterior. So you can see in my example here that I have this blue tangent line slicing up the side of this parabola. It's only touching it in that one spot, and it happens to be at point 1, comma 1. So this is not a tangent line. It may touch at just one point, but it's not all on the same side of the parabola, so that would not count as a tangent line. Every other point has to be on what I call the exterior of the curve at all the other points nearby. Okay, so in this example, let's go ahead and try to find the equation of this tangent line. So I have the parabola y equals x squared, and the point of tangency exists at 1, comma 1. 1, comma 1 is on the parabola, and so that is the point that this tangent line is touching. Now, to write an equation of a line, we need two pieces of information. We need the slope, and we also need a point. Well, we have a point right there, 1, comma 1. I know that point is definitely on my tangent line. So how do I find the slope? Well, to find the slope of something, we need 2 points. And once again, we have the point 1, comma 1, but that's really it. So how do we find the slope of this tangent line? And so what we're going to do is we'll find the slope of, well, let's start with the slope. We'll start at 0, 0 and connect through here. And what's the slope of that line? That should be close. So if I do that, so if I use 0, 0, well, let's go through the work. 0, 0. So I'll subtract my y's, 1 minus 0. I'll subtract my x's, 1 minus 0. And we get a slope of 1. And so if we picked the point of 0, 0, my slope is 1. Well, let's try to get even closer. So let's try, say, 0.5. And we'll connect it to 1, comma 1. We're getting even closer to the actual slope of the tangent line. And so 0.5, comma, well, what's the y value at 0.5? Well, I got to do y equals 0.5 squared, and my y value is, well, 5 squared is 25, so 0.5 squared is 0.25. So 0.5, comma 0.25. And let's do our work on that. So I'll subtract my y values. I'll subtract my x values. In the numerator we get 0.75. In the denominator we get 0.5. And this would simplify into 1.5. So my slope here is 1.5. Let's pick another one that's even closer yet. Let's get super close. Let's try like 0.9. Well, what's my y value? So I'll do 0.9 squared, which results in 0.81. And my slope, 1 minus 0.81 over 1 minus 0.9. And so we get 0.19 over 0.1, or rather 1.9. So my slope for that is 1.9. Let's try to get even closer still. If I go way up here and connect. So we'll say I'm at 0.99. And what's my y value? Well, this requires knowing what 0.99 squared is, and it happens to be 0.9801. 1, 0.9801. And so I'll do the slope here. So 1 minus 0.9801, where we subtract our y's, over, and we'll subtract our x's, 1 minus 0.99, and 1 minus 0.9801 is 0.0199. 1 minus 0.99 is 0.01, and so the slope I end up with is 1.99. And so we can see as we proceed to get closer and closer and closer to the actual point 1, comma 1, as we get closer to the actual tangent line, our slope is getting closer and closer to a value of 2. So we can go ahead and say that our slope should actually be 2. Now, I have the slope, I have a point. What I'm going to do is kind of clear the page here in order to get some room to work. Alright, so let's continue. I know now that I have a slope that is or is very, very close to 2, and I'm going through the point 1, comma 1. So let's go ahead and use that information to write the equation for this line. So I can do this in two different ways. I have my y equals mx plus b, and I'll put 2 in for m, and for now I'll put 1, comma 1 in for x and y and figure out what b is. So 1 equals 2 plus b, so b has to be negative 1. My other option was to do the point slope form. And so y minus 1 equals 2 times x minus 1. And y minus 1 equals 2x minus 2. And y equals 2x minus 1. And so over here we had a slope of, what did I do? We had a slope of 2 and a y-intercept of negative 1. So either way, and that is the equation for our tangent line. So to recap, what we did in order to find the slope of this tangent line, since we only had the one point, we started picking points very, very close to the line itself as we went up the curve of y equals x squared. And as we got closer and closer to that point, our slope got closer and closer to the number 2. And that's how we selected a slope of 2. Okay, we are done.